It's sort of like have the surprise ruined for me. I just have a lot of mixed emotions for myself with getting an early gender test. Hey y'all, and welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, me and my husband just announced that I am pregnant with our baby number 2, our second baby. I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit more about it because a lot of y'all have been asking me whether I am going to be finding out the gender anytime soon. A lot of y'all have been asking whether we're going to do the early gender blood test, the SneakPeek I think it's called, and there's other tests you can do as well to find out the gender super early. And when I say a lot of y'all, I mean a lot of y'all have asked this. So if you don't know what the SneakPeek gender test is, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will tell you what it is. You can have your blood drawn either at home or clinically, and you mail it off and you get the results back of your baby's gender, and you can do the test as early as 9 weeks pregnant. It's not 100% accurate. I have heard a lot of people getting the wrong result for a boy, so if they got the result back that's a boy, it's sometimes a girl, so that's kind of something that goes on too. It's not 100% accurate. And so I really wanted to talk to y'all more about this and answer that question for y'all in this video and go more in depth in how I personally feel about finding out the gender early, my opinion on it for myself and myself only, because I think it's a decision that really depends on the person and the experience that they want to experience. So as many of y'all know, I am pregnant with our baby number 2. With my son, I didn't even make a doctor's appointment until I was well into my second trimester, and I got my first ultrasound when I was 17 weeks pregnant. So I never really had the chance. I mean, I guess I could have ordered the SneakPeek test, but I really didn't know about it at the time. So when I found out the gender, I was 17 weeks along, and I really enjoyed that experience of seeing my baby for the very first time on an ultrasound and how big he was, and finding out the gender there at the ultrasound. I really did think that it was super special. So I kind of have mixed feelings about the SneakPeek test and any blood test that people take just specifically to find out the gender, because I just feel like some things should be kind of a surprise in its own time. Just for me personally, my personal opinion on the SneakPeek test is that I don't really like the idea of finding out the gender that early. I do want to find out the gender, don't get me wrong, but finding out the gender at 9 weeks pregnant really wasn't something that I was super interested in doing. And I definitely declined that because I just didn't want. It's sort of like have the surprise ruined for me. I just have a lot of mixed emotions for myself with getting an early gender test, just because I feel like I do want some things to be left a surprise for me and for y'all, and I don't really want to find out everything like right off the bat before I was even in my second trimester. I have nothing against anybody who wants to take the test early, because I think it can be very good. I just know that it may not be 100% accurate, just like an ultrasound may not be 100% accurate. And so it's just one of those things that I just didn't want to do myself. There obviously is nothing wrong with having it done, but for me personally, I just didn't want to find out that early, just because I kind of want it to be like with my son and his pregnancy, and not really knowing for a while and then finding out at the anatomy scan. I absolutely plan to find out the gender way before I give birth, but I want to do it at the anatomy scan, which is typically around 20 weeks pregnant. I will be finding out the gender this pregnancy. It will be a little bit more time. Stay with me, y'all. It won't be this month, but it will be probably next month. I think I will find out the gender. I'm pretty sure that it's next week that I will find out the gender. I mean, what? I'm pretty sure that next month I will find out the gender from the anatomy scan, but I have not set that appointment with my doctor yet. I actually do have an appointment coming up at the end of this month. It's just a regular doctor's appointment where we get to hear the heartbeat and just kind of check up on everything. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm also excited for the anatomy scan and to find out the gender. I just didn't want to do an early test just because I wanted that just kind of magical moment of finding out at the ultrasound. Like, y'all know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And another thing that I have concerns with the SneakPeek early test and any early blood test to find out the gender of someone's baby, I have a worry with it, and this is my worry. Because I've actually seen this myself, that having gender disappointment is super common, and I think a lot of people experience it because they may have seen themselves with a certain gender, or they really wanted a certain gender and they've always seen themselves having a daughter or a son, and when they find out that it's not that, some people can be disappointed by that. My personal opinion on that also is, when you find out the gender at 9 weeks pregnant, you're still so early that you really need to allow yourself more time to bond with your baby. Obviously, I'm super bonded with my baby, but as the pregnancy progresses, you obviously get closer and closer to your baby, and then once they're born, you get even closer. So my personal opinion is, I think some people who are more prone to having gender disappointment, or they really want a certain gender, and they would probably be a bit disappointed if they didn't get that gender. I mean, if their baby wasn't that particular gender. I personally think that getting any type of early blood test to find out the gender is probably not a good idea for you. Me personally, I'm asked all the time, do I have a certain gender that I would prefer, and I kind of go back and forth on it. I really am not sure, but I don't think I would be disappointed personally, but I know that there are tons of people out there that would be, and it does kind of worry me because I have personally heard other people who have did the early gender test and they were very disappointed. They were so over being pregnant. They didn't want anything to do with the pregnancy. They pretty much wanted to think of other options, and that I don't really like. So I think that we should just focus on our babies and having a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy, and not so much finding out the gender super early, especially if someone is prone to that. This is just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own personal opinion on that. So with all that said, me personally, I will not be finding out the gender early just because I really want that special moment when we get the ultrasound done, probably next month, and find out the gender that way, because it was so special when I found out the gender of my son. I honestly kind of had a feeling he was a boy, and it just was crazy because I don't have any new brothers. I really didn't have like many relationships with guys just in general, and so it was just like, what? What? I'm having a son? And it just was, and honestly, finding out the gender, I was like, this is my son. Like, that's my son. And I could see him on the screen, and it just made it so much more special. So that's why I really just don't want to find out the gender this early, especially through a blood test, because I just don't think it's really special to find out on my computer screen what the gender is, or what the gender is predicted to be, because like I said, it isn't 100% accurate. Even ultrasound isn't 100% accurate. I know there's some people who have found out the gender on the ultrasound, and it's not been when they give birth. It's totally different. That does happen. It's very rare, but it does happen too. But that's just my personal opinion, so I just really want to answer that for y'all, because I've had so many people ask me if I'm going to do the early gender blood test. I really just don't want to. I just really want that moment to find out the gender. But I may change my mind, but honestly, it's getting so much closer to the ultrasound anyway that I probably won't change my mind, but I could change my mind. So if you are a new subscriber and you have watched this far, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you are interested in family vlogs, pregnancy update videos, and I also want to do Q&As and sit down videos for y'all as well. So I would absolutely love for you to consider subscribing to this channel and following our family and our journey of having another baby and everything that's going on with that. We do have a son. Me and my husband do have a son together who will be 3 by the time I give birth. And also, something that's so interesting about it is my son and my baby, they're like, my due date is literally like so close to my son's birthday. he was born in December and this baby is due in December. So it's kind of gonna be very interesting. So if you are interested in following that at all, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to this channel and also follow us on Instagram at morganfamily_YT. I do plan to upload 3 days a week now. I want to upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Mondays, I do pregnancy update videos every week. On Wednesdays, I do family vlogs. And on Fridays, I would like to do a type of sit-down video, either a Q&A or like answering any question that y'all may have had, addressing anything that's come up, or just sitting down and just talking about something that happened or whatever's going on in my life. That's what Fridays are for. So follow me on Instagram because I'm probably going to be asking y'all for questions for me to answer on Fridays. And I really do appreciate y'all so much. This has been an insane journey for me. I honestly, when I first decided to start doing YouTube, I never expected it to turn out the way it did. I honestly never expected to ever have a miscarriage, let alone 2 back-to-back miscarriages. So it has been quite the journey. I did have 2 back-to-back miscarriages right before I got pregnant with this little baby. So it has just been just a lot. It's just been really comforting to be able to talk to y'all and share things with y'all. So obviously I wanted to answer this question for y'all because everybody's been asking whether I'm going to find out the gender super early or not, or if I'm going to find out the gender at all. I'm absolutely going to find out the gender, just not until the ultrasound. But I hope that y'all have a wonderful weekend, and thank gosh it's Friday! Thank you so much for watching this video, and I guess I'm gonna go now. Bye. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm literally wearing this shirt that is like too short for me to wear because, oh my gosh, my belly's hanging out. Okay.